Welcome back. This is Chris Glatzel with Healing Heart Workshops. Where we're healing your heart through art. That's the plan, anyway. And I own an art studio downtown Waukesha, and I also have been facilitating inner healing classes and um, personal sessions for quite a while now, 7, 8 years ish. Anyway, and I this is really my passion, because I've seen so much healing in my own life. I've got a long way to go. You know, we all do. We're all in a process, but it's been amazingly freeing. I'm so much freer to be myself and to just be comfortable in my own skin. To even do a video like this, that's huge. I just have been through a lot of things, and none of this is a magic bullet. None of this is something that just happens overnight. It takes a lot of persistent, consistent application of things. You know, if you were told that your entire life you've been believing a lie that the sky is green, and you know, you've been like, no, I really think it's green, because you lived in an area where, you know, there was in a cave and there's moss overhead. I'm making things up, sorry. If you believed a lie all your life, it would take you a while to undo that lie. That's all I'm saying. And so as you get revelation, or discovery of things that you may have thought, oh my gosh, I have been bought into something that's actually a lie. You're uncovering lies. And as you contemplate on the truth, it takes a while. So that's all I'm saying. It's just this is a beginning stage of this process, and I'm hoping that you'll continue with me as we go along. You know, I really, it's my passion that this is, more people can access this. It's not like I have nothing else to do. I have a lot of things going on, and so I'm excited that I'm able to put this online. It's once these are out there, I think it'll benefit a lot of people. And I have found that art connected up with art and inner healing go really well together. The creative process is accesses different parts of our brain that we don't necessarily access just by talking or thinking. And so it's a really good way to kind of explore it. Also, when we open up creativity and just let it go, it also brings in other areas that that integrate into that really well. So it's a very cool process, and I'm excited that you're going to be experiencing that. This is the third video. You're doing some hard work. I'm impressed. If you're here, that means that you have been really processing some things. And you know, I know a lot of times after one of these sessions, when we meet with people, we meet with them for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'm like, we need a nap, you know, because it's hard work. So take care of yourself, and just keep believing the truth that you're finding out. So if you learn these tools, they really will be able to go with you for the long haul and learn them well. Okay. So one of my past clients, I want to tell you about her. She, I called her up and I said, do I have permission to share some of your story? And she said, sure. She had some serious lies regarding rejection, and that's what today's workshop is about, is rejection and abandonment. She grew up as an only child, and her parents were alcoholics, and they would be at the bar all the time. She told me one time that rainy days were her favorite, because that meant, as a kid, her parents would stay home and they wouldn't go because they didn't like to walk down to the corner or the couple blocks away in the rain. So they would stay home those days, and she loved rainy days because that meant her family was home. And even on Christmas, she'd get a note saying, hey, your presents are under the tree. If you want to come down and see us, we're at the bar. I mean, you know, and she just, it was a serious abandonment, and then some abuse and other things. So she had some big overcoming things of rejection and abuse to deal with. and she went through this with us. She went through our process with us, and she said that the freedom was amazing. Um, she was able to think of her parents again without the pain, the feeling of rejection, abandonment, and and here's the other thing that happens is that when the people in our lives that were supposed to protect us and love us and value us don't, and they and that gets instilled in us, it's hard for us to trust a God that we can't see with those same things. And he's the one that everybody says, oh yeah, God loves us and he cares for us. And but if we can't see him and our own people didn't love us, how it's hard to trust that God doesn't, you know what I mean? So we really need to transfer and get rid of some of those lies that we've taken on about God. So anyway, so this was her quote. She said those feelings of rejection, that tape in her head that you're no good. She said, I knew it wasn't true in my head, but I couldn't stand up for myself and say, no, I'm worth this, And she said after the session, it went from her head to her heart, which is really huge. And she said she was really able to get it in me. She said, I don't know how to explain it. It just got in me. It was able, I got it. I believed it, And it really is, it has to get in here and not just up here. So what we're going to do today is an exercise to get to the root of pain and rejection and get it out. And we're going to ask God a series of questions, just like we have in the past, and use paint to express the answers. I just wanted to show you one of my boards from another time. This looks kind of messy. Looks like a turkey. I don't know which way it goes, but it was just 2 colors at a time and processing. And this means something to me. So, yours don't have to look like amazing. I wanted to show you one more from another time. This one I like a little better. I actually framed it. But this one the question was, what was your most favorite time with God? And I just saw myself sitting in this area, and there was just all kind of color and light, So that's some of the things that, of course, we'll be doing later in our later on. We got more. We got so much more. There's so much more that is available to do through this. So while we're doing this, I don't want you to think too hard about finding these answers. Don't concentrate too long. Just ask, clear your mind, and say, God, what do you want to show me here? And whatever pops in your mind, just go with that. You know what I mean? And you can email me and say, was this right, or whatever, if you want to. Usually when you ask God a question, he generally, there's an answer there. And sometimes we're like, no, that was just my brain. But whatever you feel or sense, you're not going to get necessarily audible. Nobody, hardly anybody does that. But what you feel or your sense, or you just get a kind of a emotion around, that kind of thing. If you see a picture of something, paint the emotion around that. So there's no right or wrong answer. This is just all you processing what God shows you. Okay. So gather your supplies list from the list. If you haven't done that, just get your stuff and get it ready so that you can paint along. And here we go. Okay, ready? So we're dealing with rejection, areas of our lives where we don't feel accepted, we don't feel like we belong. Even as an adult, I experience that kind of thing where I walk into a room and this feeling will wash over me, that people don't really want me there, or they talk too much. I don't have any trouble talking. That is true. Or if I don't show up, no one would notice. Like I don't go to events sometimes because I'm like, nobody's gonna care if I'm not there. And that's just a big lie that I have been processing, and God's been healing me of, and that, to know that I am significant. I do make an impact. People do care if I'm there or not. You know what I mean? And so there's been, as I've done this, I've come up with the root of those rejections, and discovered there was some incidents in high school or even grade school, incidents at my house, in my home, And I could tell you about them, but it's not super important right now to know what my answers are. What I want you to find out what your answers are, what the root of what yours is, and it could be something simple. Okay, I'll tell you one of them. Just one. This is just one little thing, and I think what happens is there's a root somewhere, and then on top of that, it keeps getting reinforced throughout our entire lives. The enemy isn't very creative, and he tends to use the same lie over and over. And so as long as we're bought into that lie, that thing will be attracted to us more often and go, oh, well, there it is again. I guess that's true. So one of mine was being picked for volleyball during high school. I wasn't really good at it. I didn't like sports, and I would be like, I'm gonna hit the ball. And so it was obvious, as the captains are picking their teams, and I'm the last, and like, oh, I guess I'll take her kind of thing. And I really had to forgive that the captain of that team, who happened to be the popular girl in school, and I'm very athletic and good at everything, and just forgive her for the feeling of rejection that came through that. And it wasn't her fault. She didn't intend to. She didn't make me receive that rejection, but I had to forgive her in that. Okay, so that kind of thing. I mean, there's lots more before that led up to that, but so I want you to ask God this question. All right, we're gonna pray again. And so here's the question. Father God, when was the first time I felt abandoned or rejected? The first time, because usually it follows from there, right? There's a root that's been put down, a little teeny lie, and then it builds from there. And so I want you to write that answer down in your journal. Father God, when was the first time I felt rejected or abandoned? And so when you're ready, use two colors and paint how that felt. Okay, we'll pause the video right here. So next thing I want you to do is ask the question, is there people or a person I need to forgive regarding that rejection? Okay, so when that pops in your mind, pause this and wait for a sec if you need to. When that pops in your mind, I want you to pray this with me. Father God, I choose to forgive that girl that wouldn't fit me for the volleyball team, or whatever yours is. Sometimes it's really like really serious stuff. I forgive them for abandoning me, for rejecting me, for enforcing the lie that I was unworthy, that and all alone. I choose to bless them. Blessing is very important. So take a minute and journal that. And then when you're ready, with two colors, I want you to paint the feeling of that forgiveness towards those people. Okay? So pause the video right here. And we're back. I want you to hold your hands out for a minute. Just hold them out like this. Okay, and ask God this question. Ask him a question. You're going to do this, and then you're going to journal, and then all right? So ask him this question. Father God, as I hand you the feeling of unworthiness, the feeling that I'm all alone in this world, that I've been abandoned and rejected, that everybody's going to abandon me and reject me. As I hand you all of that, what do you give me in exchange? And wait a sec and just see what he puts in your hands, okay? So write that down. When you get an answer, write that down. It's a good process, write it down. And then when you're ready, take two colors and paint what he gave you in whatever manner, whatever abstract manner you want to paint. Okay? Paint what God gave you as an answer to that. Pause the video. Okay. So take your time. But when you're ready, this is the last little portion of our canvas. With all of the colors, I want you to paint gratitude along with what it would feel like to be completely belonging and accepted. Oh, okay, so just paint this. Paint what it would feel like to completely belong and be accepted. Take a few minutes to do that. Okay, and then I want you to thank God and paint this along there too with all the colors in addition to. I want you to paint an attitude of gratitude and what thank God for that He does accept you and that you do belong. There's a Bible verse that said that we're accepted in the beloved, in the company. We're heirs to His kingdom. We're children of God, and we're accepted in His family. So as we transfer all the loss and all the what we didn't get from our earthly families, we can transfer that over to God and say, God, thank you that you accept me. You don't reject me. I am worthy in your sight. Really huge, right? Anyway, so pause while you do that, and we'll be right back. So hey, I've really loved sharing these videos with you. I've gotten so much great feedback. I appreciate it. So exciting to see everyone getting this, and how this is a big deal, that and the impact it can make in your life and the life of those around you. You know, when you're not putting up these bristly, I'm going to reject you first because you rejected me, barriers, it can do a lot for your friends, and it can do a lot for your future. And you're not going to pass it along, because I know how family units who are like, oh, our family isn't accepted among those people, and it gets passed down to the kids. It gets passed down to the kids start portraying this. It's amazing, and they can't see it. The adults can't see it. So it's important. This is a big deal. So I've loved the interaction we've had in the process and getting all those comments. In my next video, I'm going to be sharing with you about how to go deeper with this. I'll be opening up a limited program. I can only take on a few clients to do this with. And so if you wanted to go deeper with this program, there's more here. There's a lot more. We're going to be, I'll tell you all about it in the next one. And it's basically the next step. So if you're ready to move forward and get mastery in this area and change your life, I would encourage you to look for the next video in your email. And I'm so excited about what we'll be sharing coming up. Okay, so please leave a comment and let me know what you think so far. And if you have any private questions, feel free to email me at the email at the bottom. If you have